Hey everyone, welcome back to Speak Turkish podcast. I'm Denise.
And I'm Layla. Thanks for joining us today.
So today we're doing something a little different. This is actually a special episode.
Yeah, we thought it would be a good idea to step back and talk about something that maybe some of you have been wondering about.
Exactly. We're going to talk about why learning Turkish is actually worth it. Like, why should someone invest their time and energy into this language?
Right. Because let's be honest, when you're choosing a language to learn, there are so many options: Spanish, French, Mandarin, Japanese. So why Turkish?
That's what we want to explore today. We've come up with 10 reasons, 10 really solid reasons, why learning Turkish can be a genuinely rewarding experience.
And we're not here to sell you anything or hype it up artificially. We just want to have an honest conversation about what makes Turkish special and why it might be the right choice for you.
So who is this episode for? Well, if you're someone who's curious about Turkish, if you've been thinking about starting but you're not quite sure, this is for you.
Or maybe you just enjoy learning about languages in general. Maybe you like understanding what makes different languages unique and interesting.
Yeah, and even if you're already learning Turkish, this might give you some new perspectives or remind you why you started in the first place.
Exactly. So we're going to keep this pretty relaxed and conversational. We're just going to go through these 10 reasons, talk about them, give some examples, and hopefully by the end, you'll have a clearer picture of what Turkish has to offer.
Sounds good. Should we jump in?
Let's do it.
But before we get started, just a quick note. If you're interested in learning Turkish, or if you're just curious about languages and personal growth, go ahead and subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, we put out content regularly that's designed to help you learn Turkish step by step. And even if you're just exploring right now, having these resources available can be really valuable down the line.
All right, let's get into it.
So, the first reason we want to talk about is the cultural richness that comes with Turkish. And I mean, this is a big one.
It really is. Turkey sits at this incredible crossroads between Europe and Asia. It's been a bridge between civilizations for thousands of years.
Right. And when you learn Turkish, you're not just learning a language, you're gaining access to this entire cultural world: Turkish literature, Turkish poetry, Turkish music, Turkish cinema.
And it's not just about consuming culture either. It's about understanding it on a deeper level. When you can read a Turkish poem in the original language or watch a Turkish film without subtitles, you're experiencing something that's lost in translation.
Exactly. There are so many nuances, so many cultural references and wordplay that just don't come through in translation.
And Turkish culture is incredibly rich. We're talking about centuries of history, from the Ottoman Empire to the modern republic. There's folk music, classical music, contemporary art, traditional crafts.
And the food culture alone is worth mentioning. I mean, when you understand Turkish, you can really appreciate the stories behind the dishes, the regional variations, the family traditions.
So if you're someone who values cultural depth and wants to connect with a tradition that's both ancient and modern, Turkish offers that in abundance.
Okay, so the second reason is travel. And this one's pretty straightforward, but also really compelling.
Yeah, if you like to travel, learning Turkish opens up so many doors. Turkey itself is an amazing country to explore.
It really is. You've got Istanbul, which is one of the most incredible cities in the world. You've got the Mediterranean coast, the Aegean coast, Cappadocia, the Black Sea region.
And when you speak the language, even at a basic level, your travel experience completely changes. You can talk to locals, you can go to places that aren't touristy, you can have real conversations.
Right? And it's not just Turkey. Turkish is spoken in parts of Cyprus. There are Turkish-speaking communities in the Balkans, in Central Asia.
Yeah, and there are close linguistic relatives too. If you learn Turkish, you can get by in Azerbaijan, and you'll understand some Uzbek, some Turkmen, some Kazakh.
So it's not just one country. It's access to a whole region, a whole linguistic family.
And even beyond the practical side, there's something really satisfying about being able to travel somewhere and communicate in the local language. It changes how people interact with you.
Absolutely. You're not just a tourist passing through. You become someone who's made an effort, who's showing respect for the culture.
So reason number 3 is about the challenge itself. And I think this is something people don't talk about enough.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Well, Turkish is different. If you're a native English speaker, Turkish is going to push you in ways that, say, Spanish or French might not.
Oh, for sure. The grammar is completely different. It's an agglutinative language, which means you build words by adding suffixes.
Right. And it uses vowel harmony, which is a concept that doesn't exist in English. The word order is different, subject-object-verb instead of subject-verb-object.
So, why is that a reason to learn it? Doesn't that sound intimidating?
It can be. But here's the thing. There's real growth in taking on a challenge like that. When you learn a language that's structurally different from your own, you're literally rewiring how your brain processes information.
That's true. And there's a sense of accomplishment that comes with it. When you finally understand how vowel harmony works, or when you construct your first complex sentence with multiple suffixes, it feels amazing.
Exactly. It's not easy, but that's part of what makes it meaningful. You're proving to yourself that you can learn something genuinely difficult.
And I think that confidence translates to other areas of life too. If you can learn Turkish, you can probably learn anything.
All right, reason number 4, connection to history.
This one's really interesting because Turkish gives you a window into some of the most important historical periods and empires.
Yeah, when you learn Turkish, you're learning the language of the Ottoman Empire, which was one of the most powerful empires in history.
It lasted for over 600 years, and it had a massive influence on Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa.
And if you're interested in history, being able to read Ottoman documents or understand the cultural references that come from that period, it's incredibly valuable.
And it's not just the Ottoman period. Turkish connects you to the broader Turkic world, which has this incredible history stretching back to Central Asia.
Right? The Seljuks, the various Turkic Khanates, all the way to modern Turkey.
And I think what's special about learning Turkish from a historical perspective is that it's a living language with deep historical roots. You're not learning a dead language. You're learning something that's evolved and changed, but still carries all that history with it.
Exactly. And for anyone who loves history, archaeology, or cultural studies, Turkish is an essential tool.
Okay, number 5, access to Turkish media. And this is something that's become really relevant in the last decade or so.
Oh yeah, Turkish television and film have exploded internationally.
Turkish dramas, or dizi as they're called, are watched all over the world. They're huge in the Middle East, in Latin America, in the Balkans.
And when you learn Turkish, you can watch these shows in the original language. You get the actual performances, the actual dialogue, the cultural nuances.
Right. Dubbing and subtitles are great, but they're not the same. There's so much that gets lost.
And it's not just TV. Turkish cinema has a really vibrant tradition. Directors like Nuri Bilge Ceylan have won major international awards.
And then there's music. Turkish music is incredibly diverse. You've got traditional folk music, you've got Turkish pop, Turkish rock, Turkish hip-hop.
And understanding the lyrics, understanding the cultural context, it makes the music so much richer.
Exactly. So if you're someone who loves media, who loves exploring different entertainment from around the world, Turkish opens up this whole new universe.
And honestly, it's a fun way to practice too. Watching a show or listening to music doesn't feel like studying, but you're still learning.
So reason number 6 is about career opportunities. And this might not be the first thing people think of, but it's actually pretty significant.
Yeah, Turkey has the 19th largest economy in the world. It's a major regional power.
So if you're in business, if you're in international relations, if you're in translation or interpretation, Turkish is a valuable skill.
Right. There aren't as many Turkish speakers in the international business world compared to, say, Mandarin or Spanish speakers. So, if you speak Turkish, you stand out.
Exactly. It's a less common skill, which makes it more valuable in certain contexts.
And Turkey is a hub for various industries: tourism, manufacturing, technology. Istanbul is becoming a real tech hub.
So if you're looking to work internationally, or if you're interested in a career that involves cross-cultural communication, Turkish can give you an edge.
And beyond the business side, there's also academia, Turkish studies, Middle Eastern studies, linguistics. If you're interested in research, Turkish is an important language.
So it's not just about personal enrichment. It can actually open professional doors, too.
All right, number 7, the brain benefits of learning Turkish.
Okay, so this applies to learning any language, but I think it's especially true for Turkish because of how different it is.
Exactly. There's a lot of research showing that learning a second language improves cognitive function. It enhances memory, It improves multitasking. It even delays the onset of dementia.
Right. And when you're learning a language like Turkish, which has a completely different structure, you're really giving your brain a workout.
You're learning to think in new patterns. You're learning to process information differently.
And that mental flexibility, that cognitive elasticity, it's valuable in all areas of life.
Yeah, it's not just about language. It's about training your brain to be more adaptable, more capable of handling complex information.
And I think there's also something to be said for the discipline it requires. Learning a language takes consistent effort over a long period of time.
Right. It teaches patience. It teaches perseverance. Those are skills that transfer to everything else you do.
So, if you're interested in personal development, in keeping your mind sharp, in challenging yourself cognitively, learning Turkish is a great way to do that.
Reason number 8, the linguistic uniqueness of Turkish.
Okay, so we touched on this earlier, but let's go deeper. Turkish is linguistically fascinating.
It really is. It's a Turkic language, which is part of a completely different language family than Indo-European languages like English, Spanish, or Russian.
Right. So the way Turkish works is just fundamentally different. And for language enthusiasts, that's incredibly exciting.
You've got vowel harmony, which is this beautiful system where the vowels in suffixes change to match the vowels in the root word.
You've got agglutination, where you can build these incredibly long words by stacking suffixes.
And the word order is different. In English, we say, I am going to the store. In Turkish, it's more like I the store to going am.
And there are no grammatical genders. There's only one word for he, she, and it.
So if you're someone who loves linguistics, who loves understanding how languages work, Turkish is like a puzzle that's completely different from the European languages most people learn.
And I think learning a language that's this different expands your understanding of what language can be.
Exactly. It shows you that there are multiple ways to express the same ideas, and that opens your mind to new ways of thinking.
All right, reason number 9, building motivation and discipline.
So this one's a bit meta, but I think it's really important.
What do you mean?
Well, learning Turkish is a long-term project. It's not something you can do in a month or even 6 months.
Right? It requires sustained effort over time.
And that process of showing up consistently, of making progress bit by bit, it builds character.
That's true. It teaches you how to set long-term goals and work toward them.
And in a world where everything is instant, where we're used to getting results immediately, there's something really valuable about committing to something that takes time.
Yeah, it's a form of delayed gratification. You're investing now for a payoff that might be months or years away.
And that mindset, that ability to think long-term and stay disciplined, it's applicable to everything. Fitness, career, relationships, finances.
So learning Turkish isn't just about Turkish. It's about developing the habits and the mindset that lead to success in other areas.
Exactly. And I think that's something people underestimate. Language learning is as much about personal development as it is about communication.
And finally, reason number 10, pure enjoyment.
Yes, and honestly, this might be the most important one.
I think so too, because at the end of the day, learning a language should be enjoyable.
Right. It shouldn't just be about practical reasons or career goals. It should be something you actually want to do.
And Turkish is genuinely fun to learn. It has a rhythm, a musicality.
The words are satisfying to say. The grammar, once you start to get it, is like solving a really elegant puzzle.
And there's joy in the small victories. The first time you understand a sentence without translating it in your head. The first time you successfully order food in Turkish. The first time someone compliments your pronunciation.
Those moments are what make the whole journey worthwhile.
And I think if you're not enjoying the process, it's going to be really hard to stick with it.
Absolutely. So if you're drawn to Turkish, if something about it appeals to you, that's reason enough to start.
Yeah, trust your curiosity. Trust that instinct that says this is interesting, this is worth exploring.
Because language learning is a personal journey. It's different for everyone. And if Turkish speaks to you, that's all the reason you need.
So, those are our 10 reasons. Cultural richness, travel opportunities, personal challenge, connection to history, access to media, career opportunities, brain benefits, linguistic uniqueness, building discipline, and pure enjoyment.
And I think what ties all of these together is that learning Turkish is meaningful. It's not just about checking a box or adding a skill to your resume.
Right. It's about growth. It's about opening yourself up to new experiences, new perspectives, new ways of thinking.
And Turkish, specifically, offers all of that in a unique package. It's challenging but rewarding. It's practical, but also deeply cultural.
And I think the key is to approach it with curiosity and patience. Learning a language is a journey, not a race.
Exactly. There will be moments of frustration, there will be plateaus, but there will also be breakthroughs and moments of real joy.
And the people who succeed are the ones who enjoy the process, who stay curious, who keep showing up.
So, if you're thinking about learning Turkish, or if you've already started, we hope this episode has given you some new perspectives or reminded you why it's worth it.
Yeah, and remember, everyone starts at the beginning. Everyone struggles with the same things. But with time and effort, you'll get there.
All right, before we wrap up, just a reminder to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.
Yeah, we have tons of content designed to help you learn Turkish, from absolute beginner lessons to more advanced topics.
And if you're just starting out, go back and watch our beginner episodes. We'll walk you through the basics step by step.
Learning Turkish is totally doable. It just takes consistency and the right resources.
So take that first step. Start today. Start small, but start.
Thanks so much for listening, everyone.
Yeah, we really appreciate you being here. We'll see you in the next episode.
Take care.
See you soon.